Hey guys, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I hope you enjoyed this interview. All right, welcome back. Dr. Linus Okorie is joining me, leadership expert. We'll be talking leadership for wealth creation. Hello, Linus. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here. Excellent. Excellent. Driving progress.
Thank you. We should all be driving progress, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me start by asking you the events of the last few months, the last few months, perhaps the last 1 year. How would you analyze leadership in the country? Has it really been transformational? Because I know you talk a lot about transformational leadership. In my intro, when I was giving my own 2 cents, I was saying that President Tinubu, whenever he finishes from China, will come back to face the challenges here, especially the challenges around our oil sector. What's your gauge of leadership so far?
So my clear thinking is the fact that there is a whole lot of leadership, capital, capacities that need to be pushed on board. Because the things are difficult. Things are really challenging everywhere. So you require a lot of transformational leadership at this point in time. Not just one person. You need a critical mass of people, individuals in government systems, ministers, those who are going to implement government policies, even from the civil service. You require high level of transformational leadership capital available within those institutions, within those organizations, for the type of major transformation that can take this country to a very high level.
So are you saying we've not been seeing transformational leadership in the last 1 year or 15 months?
No,
or so?
that's the point I'm saying. I'm saying specifically is the fact that we need a lot more of that across the system. The vision has to be stronger, the implementation has to be stronger, but the whole picture is the fact that we will make more progress if not just one individual, including state governors, including ministers of the Federal Republic, including the leader of the country. There has to be a push, and that push has to be a stretching.
Who does that push? Because for every army, there is a commander.
No, the role of the President of the Republic of Nigeria is to have a clear agenda, and he is setting those agendas in his own strength. But the key point here is that everybody around him, including his ministers, must catch on the clarity of that vision to be able to drive progress in this country.
When it comes to leadership, a lot of people say, that Nigeria, as Nigerians who've suffered, we've had leadership deficit for a while. That is why, for example, in the heat of the hardship protest, a Senate president can come out and say that if they are protesting, we are eating. You begin to see ridiculous statements from supposed leaders. And I know I've had these discussions with you, that there's nothing even like, is he a good leader or a bad leader? A leader is supposed to be a leader. A leader in the true sense of it should be a leader that galvanizes people, that inspires. So what should we now begin to do as Nigerians, perhaps even in our little spaces, because you've been on this for a very long time in terms of putting different fora together to be able to advance our leadership. Then also talk to me about what you'll be doing in the next few weeks, I guess, or few days, as to advancing the cause of leadership in the country.
So wherever there is huge deficit of leadership capital, every thinking individual must begin to think about the context. What do I do to increase my leadership capital? Every organization that wants to be really, really serious and is thinking the future must think about how do we create a future that works. The only way you do that is to strengthen the leadership capital of your team. Every institution that takes leadership development seriously will not only continue to generate value, but will generate sustainable value and productivity over a period of time. Because there is what we call the economics of leadership. the economics of leadership, how to utilize economic principles to actually evaluate the quality of the leadership capital available within a system. So where you have more leadership capital available, you have more value generated. And when you have more value generated in the marketplace, what it produces will be something that is sustainable, and that thing can be converted into wealth, into serious wealth, into bottom line for companies, right? For organizations. You're talking about results, sustainable results and impactful results. So what you see is that where there's deficit of leadership capital, there will be a lot of wastes. A lot of humans who don't know how to even manage human beings. Leaders will not even know how to manage human beings or work with human beings to bring out the best in those human beings. So at the end of the day, you see companies dying daily. It's not because of the fact that they don't have money to operate. They simply die because these companies have not been able to convert their human capital into a productive or optimized humans that can generate the type of results that is needed. And that's why, for me, the greatest need of Nigeria at this moment, as I'm talking to you right now, the greatest need for every business, the greatest need for every institution or organization is investment in the leadership capital of those who work with them, for them, those who work for the organizations. And so that is why everybody who is listening to me today, there's an opportunity that we're bringing on board right now to say the National Leadership Conference. The National Leadership Conference is a conference that is pulling together the best of the best from organizations. CEOs from all organizations are going to be leading their top management, to register for the National Leadership Conference, where the key subject matter is leadership capital for wealth creation. And Brian Tracy, who is a global authority on the subject matter on leadership capital for creating wealth, is going to be speaking at this conference. Billionaire Michael Roberts, one of the individuals in America, Black America, who rose from a deprived community in America to now become such a creator of wealth through real estate, big institutions and all of that, is coming to Nigeria. Physically, he's going to be here to speak to Nigerians. It's something big for Nigeria. George Fraser is also going to be here to speak to Nigerians on converting relationships into sustainable wealth creation. Relationships.
Monetizing
relationships. Absolutely. Yeah. How can you strengthen your networks? Networking critical for building sustainable impact and all of that. So what we're saying is that, on the 20th and 21st of September, this month, this year precisely, we will be at the Transcorp Hilton Abuja for 2 days to reinvent our thoughts patterns on what have we been thinking about leadership so far? How do we rethink leadership? How can we get leadership to a point where it is actually a market force that can change the things that are happening in the marketplace? How can we strengthen leadership capital in such a way that when you have it in abundance within a system, it can reshape the way things are done? For me, this is the most important gathering. It's the most important meeting this year in this country. And that is exactly why I'll be requesting that if you're listening to me today, you run a business, you run a company, you run a private organization, or even if you are a member of government, you're a commissioner, you're a governor, your job is to find top people from your state and send them to Abuja to spend 2 days. They will never remain the same. There'll be a lot of transformational leadership going on within the system. And to participate in this particular conference, the participation fee is 500,000 naira per
individual.
For individual, okay. And that includes all of the, of course, lunch at Transcorp Hilton for the number of days, and all of the literal things that you need to succeed, including certification and all of that. And so, but the interesting thing is that if you're a company and you want to send at least 10 people, we have an opportunity right now. One of our partners, they've given an opportunity for at least 20 people to benefit from, they've tried to pay 50% of the first 20 people in this interview right now. That would quickly send in their details, say, please register me. I want to be part of this conference with my team. the first 20 people will have the opportunity of paying 50% of
That's 250K.
That's 250,000 instead of 500,000. The
Okay.
first 20 people or 20 institutions that are quickly sending a message right now, you will benefit from that because it will be transformational. The numbers are on the screen. Just send us a WhatsApp message or a physical text message and say, my name is this, I represent this company. I would like 10 members of my staff to be part of this program. If I'm from Zamfara State, I want members of my top executive to be part of this team. So every state governor, should be inspired to send some of their top decision makers,
or commissioners, that also watch this
or
show.
appointees, or those. If you are watching this show,
Yes,
you're a commissioner,
now.
you are a member of National Assembly. It doesn't matter what role that you represent. It's your responsibility to make sure that you push to be part of this conference, because any conference that focuses on value generation, that helps people to sustain relevance or create more relevance for themselves for the future, any conference that is in the business of helping people become more so that they can do more, that is a conference that every Nigerian should aspire to be part of. If this conference was holding in Washington, D.C., it would be $20,000. If this conference was being hosted anywhere in the world, people will pay more to participate. But now there's local content.
And fly from here.
And fly from here. Yes, absolutely. But now we are bringing the investment we are making in bringing a Brand Tracy, in bringing a George Fraser, in bringing a Michael Roberts from overseas. Those type of investment will shape and reshape the thinking of top companies that want to remain relevant in this country. Okay. And that is, for me, is the way to go. Literally. So if you are listening to me right now, the numbers are on the screen. Please immediately apply, and at the end of the day, you will send me a thank you note, because your company will continue to grow, and you can build transnational wealth, because it's not when the owner of the company dies, the company disappears. So the greatest thing you can do for yourself is the greatest investment is invest in the people that work with you, that work for you. And if we can do that, a great man said something very powerful, and I quote, he said that without the capacity to build human beings, progress will never occur. So human beings are generators of progress, but those human beings would have to have the capacities and competencies, and the competencies is not technical skill alone. It is also leadership capital skills that can change the mentality of these individuals and redirect their vision level and redirect their strategic thinking level and help them also lead various relationships to convert them into optimized human beings that can bring real wealth within the institution.
Okay, we have to go now, but in 30 seconds, why the theme itself, leadership for wealth creation? Yes, when I saw wealth creation, when
there's poverty, there's a lot of challenges in the land and all of that. People will begin to have to start thinking, what do we do to change the tide? It's not just government policy alone. Government policies are important, but however, individuals, human beings who work for organizations, who work for governments, would also have to uplift their mentality and think wealth and think value. Where there's high level of value proposition, value sustainability, what happens is that products are created in the marketplace. Services are enhanced, right? And at the end of the day, the marketplace has no respect for faces, have no respect for where you come from. The marketplace is only interested in value.
In value.
And anybody who can generate that value can sustain itself.
All right, so you've heard from Dr. Linus Okorie. The number is on the screen right now. Of course, Dr. Linus Okorie, the leadership conference will be holding here in Abuja this month, September 20th and 21st. So the number is on the screen. You can send him a text. He just said that a partner has made available 20 spots for you to pay half the price. So please take that opportunity to listen to prominent resource persons in this leadership area. So he will be there come this month. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy. Always a pleasure to meet with you. What a rich mind.
Thank you. Let me take that compliment. Thank you. I take it with full chest. All right. Dr. Linus Okorie is the Chief Executive Officer at GOTNI Leadership Centre, and we've been talking about leadership for wealth creation. So join him at the conference this month, and you can get back to me as to your feedback. I would like to also hear from you. Be the best you can be and be the change that you want to see. I am Nancy Naji. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. In case this is your first time watching us, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop your comments as well as like, and most of all, share our content.